So I just want to come on and show you guys how I get ready on vacation. I'm going to start with brushing out my brows. I've been using a brow serum, the Grande Brow Serum, and I feel like it's really working. I've never used the serum to grow my brows out, but I feel like I just wanted to see if they would get a little thicker and get a little bit fuller. So I'm using the MAC Brow Styler, and then I am going to use the Anastasia Brow Freeze Gel. So I'm just gonna lay down my brows real quick. I am so happy to just be here in Turks. It is a little windy, but it's so beautiful. The sun is out. I just love being on vacation. It's my favorite thing. So I'm really happy about that. Now I'm going to take the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is the original formula. And I'm just gonna put a little under my eyes. And this is gonna help my concealer stay on a little longer, and a little right here where I get a little oily at. So that's just gonna help it stay through the heat. And I'm just gonna lightly pat it in, allow that to dry. I like to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Truffle. It's kind of an orangey red color. I think it's perfect for color correcting. And that's the first step I do. Oh, I did already prime my face with a little of the Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer. I put that all over. And now I'm just going into color correcting any dark marks, any hyperpigmentation, any areas that I feel might give my foundation a gray cast. Okay, so now I applied the concealer. I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, and I'm just gonna lightly tap it in. I'm just gonna keep it to those areas. I'm not really moving it all around. All right, so now I'm going to just take the Laura Mercier Medium Deep Translucent Powder, and I'm just going to apply a thin layer of that powder to the areas where I place the color corrector. Just a very thin layer. This is just gonna help lock everything in place. All right, so I am brows first, girly. I already put down the Brow Freeze Gel. So now that it's nice and dry, I'm going to take the MAC Brow Styler in the shade Spiked. I like to use Spiked or Stud. Either one of those works really well for me. So what I'm gonna do is just go and lightly fill in my eyebrows. But I did already do a brow tutorial on my channel using the Anastasia brow pen. So if it helps, I'll link it in the description below. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the Anastasia brow pen, and I use the shade Medium Brown. I love the spoolie on this. So I'm just gonna lightly go up, and then I'm gonna just do tiny strokes, filling in the front areas right here. I am going to move to foundation and then a little bit of concealer, and then as my concealer sets, I'm going to clean up my, as it sits for a little bit, I'm going to clean up my brows. So I didn't really get that much of a tan yet, so I'm just going to be taking the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation in the shade Macao. I love that foundation. It's my holy grail. I will never use anything else. I even tried the NARS, I think it was the Longwear Radiant or something like that. And no, nothing beats the Sheer Glow finish, the formula. It's perfect. I have no complaints. 5. Just a little bit. A little bit on my nose. A little on my forehead. Okay, so now I'm going to take the Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Walnut. And I'm just going to apply that right here underneath my eye. Caramel. And I'm gonna put that kind of in the middle. Right here. Like so. So I'm gonna let this sit for just a little bit. While this sits, I am going to clean up my eyebrows. So I'm going to be using the e.l.f. small angled brush. I like to use an angled brush to clean up my eyebrows. I think it just makes a world of a difference. It's very easy for me to get precise. Again, I have a tutorial on my channel of how I do my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna lightly clean them up, following my natural arch. Nothing too crazy, nothing too scary. Okay, now that I have cleaned up my brows the way I like, I'm going to take the same e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush and I'm just going to blend that out. You can take a smaller brush than this. This is just my favorite because it doesn't move the product around too much. And it has a really nice finish. It's very smooth. And then I'm going to take that same angled e.l.f. brush and I'm going to dip it into the foundation just a little bit so I can clean the top of my brows. So just a little bit, not a lot. And that foundation just into my forehead like so. And it's Loose and Honey, and I'm just gonna set that concealer that we placed there just like this. We don't want that to move. Now that that's done, our concealer has been sitting. I am going to use this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. This brush is my workhorse. I love her. She does everything I need her to do. She doesn't do anything I don't ask her to do. What more can you ask for? And I think she's only like $3. So I'm just gonna take a little bronzer in the shade Warm Pecan. It's from Juvia's Place, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit. I'm not gonna do my forehead because it's Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to blend out that bronzer. This is just to add some warmth back to the face. Anything crazy. I'm gonna take a little bit, stipple it down the sides of my nose. It doesn't have to be precise because I'm gonna go in with powder, but just lightly blending that in. And then I like to use the other shade, Rich Cocoa, because I think it adds a little bit more warmth. Just a little bit, a little goes a long way. A little right there, a little right there. And I'm just gonna lightly blend that right on top. Done. All right, so I'm going to be taking the Juvia's Place liquid blush in the shade Pink Lady. And again, you don't need a lot. It's a nice hot pink color. Very cute. I probably could do a little bit more, but this is totally fine. And I have another clean foundation brush from Real Techniques, and this is the Expert Face Brush. That's what it's called. Just going to blend out that pink blush, keeping it right there. Looks nice and pink. Gonna put a little on my nose, just a little bit, and it looks pretty. I'm going to take the Laura Mercier powder in the shade Translucent Honey and take a little bit on the back of my hand and smooth that powder out, and I'm just gonna go up. And I'm just in this Juvia's Place bronzer palette, and this is in the shade Tan. I'm going to take this darker shade at the bottom, and I'm going to just go lightly over where I placed my liquid bronzer on this tiny little brush. It doesn't have a name, guys. It's just a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna go down the sides of my nose just for a little light contouring. I'm also gonna take some of this bronzer and I'm just gonna put it as my eyeshadow. It's Real Techniques. It's a blush brush. That's literally the name of it. And I'm going to use volume 5, and I'm going to take this peachy pink and Lab blush in the shade Hibiscus Haze. It's so pretty. So this is the Real Techniques 402 brush, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of the Lab, and I'm just gonna put that right on top. Look how it makes it pop. Like, it's so pretty. Pretty pink blush. I haven't done pink in a little while, so it looks really nice. And is blush blindness real? I don't know. I don't think I have that. So I'm going to use Into the Pink by MAC, and it's a blush highlighter, and I'm just gonna go on top. And then for a little extra va-va-voom, I'm going to take the shade Medium and the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. Just a little, ooh, look, it's new. Let's see if I can show you guys. Ah, there it is. And you don't need a lot. So I'm just gonna take a little on my brush and go over. I really think this gives you that beautiful lit from within glowy look. And I'm just gonna apply it on top. A tiny bit on the nose. Add a little my Cupid's bow. This is my most loved palette ever. It is so old. It's my Ray Ray from BH Cosmetics. It's well loved. As you guys can see, I love her. I never want to let her go. I'm going to take this highlighter shade. It's called French Toast, and I'm gonna put that just on top. I love a glow. Like, that's my favorite thing. I want to glow from outer space. And I'm going to take a little tiny brush. This is an Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow brush. This came with my first ever Modern Renaissance palette. I taped it back together, glued it back. I never want to let her go. None of the other eyeshadow brushes are quite like this. So I'm just going to take that French Toast shade on this side. You can use any tiny brush for this, and I'm just going to go on my inner corners like that, and going to put it there for some extra sparkle. And I'm gonna put some on my brow bone, whatever is left over. Some of my Cupid's bow. Now it's time to dust away this powder that's been sitting under my eyes. I'm going to use a big fluffy brush. This one is from Sonia, I don't know how to say the last name. I think it's Kashuk, Sonia K. This is just this big fluffy brush. It doesn't even have any names or numbers on it. And I'm just gonna go underneath my eye and just lightly dust that away. It's nice. All right, now that is it for the base. I'm just going to take a few setting sprays. So I'm gonna take, the first one I'm gonna take is the Milk Hydro Grip, and I'm just going to cover my hair. Lightly spray that. Then I'm going to take the Milk Makeup Matte Setting Spray. I've changed the bottle because I do not like that sprayer nozzle. It always gets clogged, and I'm just gonna spray on top of this. And this is gonna lock in that glow so that I don't get oily. And then I'm gonna allow it to dry. And then once it's dry, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury setting powders and finish off my base makeup. Then I'm going to apply mascara and lips, and we're done. Now, to finish off this makeup look, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. This is in the shade medium, and I'm just going to apply this underneath my eye. It's so smoothing and blurring. So this is what I do as a last step once my powders have kind of like dried down after I check them, the setting spray, and it just gives such a smooth, flawless base. Literally just setting with medium too, and the high areas of like where I want it to be bright. It has no flashback. That's why I love this powder. Then I'm going to take the darker shade, and this is in 4, Deep Bronze, and I'm just going to apply that to the rest of my face. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna apply, this is just a nice finishing powder. And then we're gonna move on to lips. All right, now we're going to do the lips. And I am going to take my favorite lip liner at the moment, and it's only $3, and it's from e.l.f. It is the color Dark Cocoa. I love this. It's perfect for when you want to do a peachy lip look. I'm just gonna line my lips. I think I'm gonna go for pink. Okay. The shade Viva Planet. And I'm just gonna apply that to my lip. Feather that out. And then I'm going to take my favorite lip gloss right now, which is Grape Splash, on my lashes. You can use your blush and your bronzer as a nice eyeshadow, and it helps bring that makeup look together. So what, I just put the blush right there. That's done. Now I'm going to move on to mascara. My favorite mascaras are by Lancome. I like to put my mirror below me so I don't have to open my eyes too wide. Finished look. If you guys like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I didn't end up going up with the scarf. I felt like I didn't go with it. So I just did a cute little updo. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.